You're welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching Business Incorporated on Channels Television. Let's take you back to the Nigerian downstream oil and gas sector. Kola Karim, the CEO of Shoreline Energy, is back with us on the show. Kola, thank you so much for sticking around. I was asking you earlier on about the issue of divestment in the downstream oil sector. What do you make of it?
I think it's a good thing. The strategy for different entrants into the market and exits is different. One, if you look at what ExxonMobil, that's a global strategy to move out of the downstream business in Africa. So that's their exit, and in the sale to NIPCO. The other two, from Mercuria and Vitol Helios, that is more strategic positioning for them in taking a position downstream in Nigeria, because they've always been playing and participating more in the midstream section of the business. So that in itself has become a very integrated part in giving all of them a vertical deal in Nigeria.
But how does that affect the business in terms of the level of performance that they've had in those sectors? Do you think we would see an uptick in that respect?
We can only see a better performance coming into the sector, because if you look at the partners coming in, they've got very big balance sheets. Take the partnership as an example of Vitol Helios combination with Oando. These are mega trading companies, and the other one is a very big private equity firm. In creating that partnership, it gives a very different firepower to Oando's downstream business in being able to trade in a vertical way.
So when we talk about divestment in the oil and gas sector, is it a sign that perhaps these companies can no longer cope with the insecurity, perhaps in the Niger Delta, and that they're seeking alternative operating environments?
No, not at all. The downstream sector in Nigeria is very, very interesting, and it's the interest that you could see, hence the investment by all these companies into Nigeria. It's a strategic fit. But if you're talking of the security or insecurity in the upstream sector, yes and no. Most of the divestments that you've seen so far by the majors is been to right-size their portfolio in refocusing their businesses to going offshore, whilst trying to divest the onshore businesses to local companies that hopefully could deal with the local issues better.
Okay, some say that perhaps the issue of divestment could be a way of injecting capital to the upstream from the downstream. Do you seem to agree with this?
Look, there's the shortage of dollars today, and also coupled with the prices of oil that's been dropping the last 2 years, and we're seeing better days now with the oil prices going back up. Every type of capital is needed, and every avenue in generating or getting capital is needed by the local oil companies into the E&P sector of the business. So a lot of opportunities, and this is where the likes of Oando has seen this as an amazing platform, not only partnering with global first-class names, but injecting new blood into their downstream business and refocusing in the oil and gas business in the upstream.
Now, some say that perhaps this could be the best time to divest because of valuation is much higher than in previous years. Can that be true?
No, I don't think so. Valuation cannot be much higher. With prices of oil low, you can't pay more than what the true value of oil is. So I don't think that's true.
Okay, let's talk about the domestic gas market before I let you go, Kola. And Shoreline Energy is also looking at expanding into the domestic gas market in Nigeria, where it has an estimated 2.5 trillion cubic feet of gas on ground, and it recently secured the Gasland concession, which will allow for distribution and sale of gas to homes and businesses in Lagos. What does this mean for the domestic gas market in general?
I think part of what has happened in the global oil and gas market and the effect vis-a-vis our business in Nigeria is our strategy in trying to create a balanced business. And that focus in the last 2 years is focusing on the domestic gas market in Nigeria, which is in turn very important to the growth of the Nigerian economy, looking at a sound footing for energy security. With Shoreline sitting on 2.5 TCF of gas, and now with our platform on Gasland, our position is to vertically integrate from our upstream business right to your door in creating a complete value chain in the domestic gas business. Coupled with the pricing locally that is in itself bulletproof from global oil price fluctuations, I think is a phenomenal strategy for us as a business. In turn, will help the faster growth of Nigeria as an economy.
Thank you so much, Kola Karim, for your perspectives, CEO Shoreline Energy.
Thank you.
Now, the fourth OTC FX futures contract is expected to be settled today on the FMDQ over-the-counter securities exchange. Data from the platform shows that a notional $270.63 million will be cleared for the October 2026 maturing contracts, and traders say that the maturity rate will be announced later in the day when the central bank clears the forex transaction. And from the forex market to the fixed income market, let's get some analysis as to how today's trading has been going on. We have joining us on the program fixed income trader with Citibank Nigeria, Seun Ameye. Seun, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Now, take us through today's trading numbers.
Hello?
If you can hear me, can you take us through today's numbers?
Okay. Well, today we've seen different activities on treasury bills and bonds. Bonds has been more or less flat, not much activity going on in that market. Yields have been flat around the 1550 levels. But today we've seen central bank conducting home auctions, so rates on T-bills have started going up. That is because of the liquidity situation in the market.
So what has been the opening yield and the current yield?
Okay. Opening yield and current yields for bonds are more or less the same. They are up like 5 bips. But for T-bills, there's been an activity on the very short end of the curve. So we've seen yields rise up as much as 50 bips then.
So what is the expectation for the rest of the trading days?
Well, for bonds, I do not see us moving much from these levels. Unless there's another unless there's stimulus or information, but T-bills that will depend on the liquidity situation in the market.
All right, thank you so much, Seun Ameye, fixed income dealer with Citibank Nigeria. The International Monetary Fund on Wednesday forecast Uganda's economy would grow 5% in the 2016 to 2017 fiscal year, slightly less than its previous prediction. The IMF actually said that Uganda would grow 5.5% next fiscal year, helped by higher spending on infrastructure. In April, the fund had forecast a 5.5% growth for the same period. It expanded 4.8% in 2015 to 2016. The February 2016 elections muted global growth, and regional developments weighed on sentiment and growth. With that, we've come to the end of today's edition of Business Incorporated. Thank you so much for watching. We hope to see you same time tomorrow. I am Bolaji Atunwale.